student. And I just want to make a few brief comments, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to run. My husband's waiting outside for me. He has Parkinson's, and so it's difficult for him to walk. Otherwise, he would have come in. But as we celebrate nursing, let me remind you that the primary caregivers of healthcare across the world are women. They are women of color and they're nurses. And we need to remember that. I was telling Katie that when you folks were talking about, it took 2 years and 18 months and so many difficulties to get through CGF&S, I wanted to go under the chair. I used to be the president of CGF&S.
I remember that.
You remember that? Don't say it. Don't say it. I sat on the board for 6 years. And I just, as Sunita asked me to talk about international nursing, one of the things that we forget, and she was very, very clear in saying this is a country of immigrants. The only people who are here were the Native Americans, and we even forget they exist. And so what we have to learn to do is to embrace our differences. Now you hear I have an accent, so you know I was not born in the continental United States, but I was born in a part of the United States called the United States Virgin Islands. So, but I come understanding diversity and understanding that differences, that's all they are. But we should not ever and do not allow anyone to ever see you or me being different as something negative. It is not. It is what makes all of us great. It's what makes America great. Sometimes you forget it. But it's what makes America great. It's what makes nursing what it is. Now, our problem and issue in nursing is we got to get more diverse. We have got to become more diverse. We've got, what, 2-point-something million of us in the workforce. Yet, less than 16% of us come from racial and ethnic minority groups. America is very quickly becoming a non-majority nation. Children in this nation will not be white Americans. That looks more like the rest of us in this room. And we need to be ready. We need to be ready. Nursing is not yet ready. I'm trying to get us to be ready, but I'll be retired before they get ready. But we need to do something about it. So one of the things that we have done in my department at Lehman College is that we have reached out across the world with schools of nursing and with nursing groups worldwide. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock I will be on a plane heading to Australia to the International Council of Nurses. And there I will meet friends I've gotten to know over the last 30 years. Some are no longer with us, but some new people I've met. We've reached out to places like Seoul, Korea, and have a large Korean group. We have gone to India and formed relationships with schools of medicine that also, because in many of them, the schools of medicine, the schools of nursing are part of it. We've been in China, working out relationships with groups in China to bring Chinese nurses over. We were part of a group in the Caribbean where we reached out and partnered with folks in Korea. We had students come and work with us from Mexico in both our graduate and now our graduate center has a memorandum of understanding with one of the universities in Mexico. We are about increasing diversity. We've got programs out here in Queens, at New York Hospital, Queens. We've got programs at Woodhall in Brooklyn. We've got a large number of the 1199 union nurses who minority groups, and people who have been internationally educated. We now have a growing number of students from Saudi Arabia. So we are about diversity, and nursing has to continue to think about it. But what you're doing in the Nepalese American Nurses Association, and looking at what you've done over the past 1 year, you're doing all the things that we say nurses need to be doing. You need to be advocates, and that's what you're doing. You are advocating for those who need you to help articulate the system. You are empowering patients. You are giving them information and knowledge that they didn't have before, so that they could be better citizens and better in seeking care for themselves and their families. You have empowered communities by going into the communities where there are a large number of Nepalese persons, to encourage them as a group to stand up and to speak out and to demand, and we have to demand what is right. You are doing what's right because it is right, and you continue to do those things. You have committed to education. I'm fascinated as I listen to the clips talking about, and I went to Kansas and I got my BS, and I went to such and such a place. We have a number, I was telling Sunita the other day, I was stunned. We have a high number considering the number of folks from Nepal living in the United States and in the greater New York area. We have a high number of Nepalese students in our department. They're becoming some F1s, some of the are children of people who have green cards who are here, and they have done well. And we will continue to be supportive of everything that needs to be done. But one of the other things you have to also know is you've got to embrace your leadership role. And so you have got to think about what you need to be doing individually. And you'll hear some more about how to develop your skills and the kinds of things you need to do. But don't ever think that, and I'm looking at you guys, boy, you folks are young. So you've got a long career ahead of you. So what you need to do is go back and get all the degrees you can get. You know, get every one you can get. If you don't have a BS, go get it. If you don't have a master's, go get it. If you want a DNP, we'll start a program soon. You can get it. We have a PhD at the Graduate Center. Go back and get all the degrees you want and need. But also be committed to helping your professional organization to grow. So you know it's hard to come out on a Sunday on Mother's Day. I know that. It's hard for all of us. It's also hard to go out on a Saturday and give up your time to work in the community. It's also hard to be doing the minutes, doing PowerPoints and everything. But that's what moves organizations. That's where I grew up. That's where I got what I needed. I got my strength and my empowerment from other professional nurses who then became mentors, working very well in professional nursing groups and beginning to work in international groups. I haven't missed an ICN or a CNR meeting in God knows how many years. My daughter says that's because I like to go to different places. But one of the things that I want to leave you with is what I think is the strategy that will keep you and your organization together and continuing to grow. And it's called teamwork. You know what that is? It's called teamwork because no organization will continue to grow unless there's teamwork. No professional group. Our profession will not continue to grow unless we think about teamwork. And it goes like this. This is what teamwork is. It's acting as one. It's believing in each other. It's committing to excellence. It's doing whatever it takes. It's embracing a common vision. And you've got a vision for the Nepalese American Nurses Association. It's fostering group intelligence, the things that you do around seminars and professional programs. It's giving the benefit of the doubt. You're not going to say, I wonder why she's not coming to help me. Give the person the benefit of the doubt. It's harnessing the power of many. That's everybody here who's a member. It's inspiring cooperation, not competition. Cooperation, not competition. It's juggling your skills and your talents. It's kindling collaborative genius, all the wisdom and genius in the room putting together. It's looking out for each other. It's more we and less me. It's not minding who gets the credit. It's overcoming obstacles together. It's putting principles before our personalities. It's quickly resolving any differences that we may have. It's recognizing each other's strengths. It's sharing the workload. Don't leave it just to one. It's treating each other with respect. It's utilizing everybody's skills. It's valuing everybody's input. It's working side by side. It's expecting exponential results. That's what hard work does. It's yearning to succeed together, and it's zestfully wanting to make a difference. Have a wonderful rest of the meeting and seminar, and enjoy International Nurses Day. Thanks for having me.